Welcome to ivision TV. I'm your host Suja and you're watching Zip Talk. Zip Talk is an interactive talk show that brings news segments from around the globe by our viewers. If you would like to Zip Talk or be a correspondent from your zip code, please visit us at ivisiontv.net to learn how. In tonight's show, we have a studio guest, Ms. Tayana Sentilma, who is going to discuss with me why successful women are having the hardest time finding a good man. We will also take a look at what's trending in technology and new ways to go green. Last week, we introduced a new segment which explores the arts through short film. Tonight, we have an award-winning short called Square One, which was produced locally and directed by Kurt DeVray. Be sure to stay tuned.
Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can. Visit weather.com/ready and let the Weather Channel help keep you safe in emergencies.
Bluefin Labs was created by folks at MIT Media Lab in order to link TV viewing with social media. By combining science and large-scale computing, researchers believe they can now measure actual audience engagement, not just simple media consumption. Marketers and TV networks are looking to understand how their audiences are responding to ads and shows on TV. Bluefin Labs are also able to provide them with data in near real time. So how do they do it? Well, Bluefin fingerprints 43 U.S. TV broadcast and cable networks into a library of 200,000 distinct airings. At the same time, they analyze 3 billion social media comments each month. Then it maps the video against social discussions down to specific scenes, characters, or even certain words. For example, here's an audience response heat map, which maps TV shows on a traditional programming schedule against intensity of audience response. Purple is cold, yellow is hot. Beyond audience responses, Bluefin says it can drill down to sentiment and viewer intent. According to their study, Geico TV commercials aired most frequently on NBC, followed by Spike TV, then TNT. But social engagement with these ads, as measured by the highest response per airing, was highest for the ads appearing on Fox, Cartoon Network, and CNBC. Axe TV commercials triggered more positive responses for women than men by 72%. For 2011, Fox ranks as the most engaging network as measured by audience responses per show airing. Its top programming includes NFL, American Idol, and Glee. If the pilot goes as planned, Bluefin says it will launch its first product later this summer. Best Buy Company, Razorfish, and Fox Sports are among the first to give it a try. President Obama has done pretty well on Facebook. He recently told an audience at a San Francisco fundraiser that he has 19 million friends on the website, putting him 500,000 friends behind SpongeBob SquarePants. Politicians have many reasons to friend the social networking site, which connects them with voters and can help them raise money. Last week, the company announced that it's ramping up its presence in Washington with a slate of new hires. At the same time, President Obama met with Facebook founder and other tech leaders at the G8 summit in France. Critics say the blossoming friendship between Zuckerberg and President Obama could ultimately hurt users of the social networking site. During a town hall meeting at Facebook's Palo Alto headquarters, Obama introduced himself as the man who got founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg to give up his traditional hooded sweatshirt for a jacket and tie. All this coziness makes some privacy activists uncomfortable. Facebook has more than 600 million members, about half of whom visit the site more than once a day to share photographs, describe their feelings, or like a band. All that activity means the company owns a huge amount of information about a lot of people. And the rules for what the company can do with that information are still being written. Many members of Congress who will be weighing in on this issue are users of Facebook themselves. If you don't like your power company or your water company in the United States, you're likely to have few alternatives. The same is true with social networking in this country and globally. Facebook dominates. This concept of Facebook as a utility that people cannot live without in the modern world, like electricity, water, or gas, is also gaining traction among Facebook critics. Facebook does not like people to call it a utility. After all, anyone can create a competing social network. and more to the point, utilities are heavily regulated. While politicians do have an interest in using Facebook, they also have an interest in privacy. Elected officials are at least worried that the rest of the world about the personal details of their lives online could someday be revealed. To be safe, think twice before you post, comment, or like something. The city of Plainville, Connecticut got a brand new carport run entirely on power of the sun. The carport makes use of solar panels that have been mounted on the roof in order to power vehicles' charging stations for the electric cars below. The new carport was unveiled by the governor of Connecticut and the CEO of GE Energy Industrial Solutions. The project was a joint venture of GE and Innovatus Solar, who managed the actual installation of the solar carport. The panels are expected to produce enough power to run roughly 20 homes each year in its operation. The carport is able to sustain 6 Level 2 GE charging stations, which can charge up to 13 electric cars each day. Not every space in the carport will be used for charging. The solar panels will also be able to power overhead lighting, which allows for charging at night or in dim lighting conditions. The carport is currently connected to the city power grid, which means that it can give back excess power when the station is not charging vehicles at the moment. The carport can also take power from the grid if it needs excess power. Connecticut is yet another state that has joined the Go Green campaign. Why do women walk away when men smile at them? In a recent study from the University of British Columbia, researchers grabbed 1,000 adults and asked them to rate the attractiveness of a person in a photo. Most women liked men who were strong and proud, standing with their hands raised in the air. The least attractive men were those who were smiling. Females even preferred a sullen or ashamed man over one who has beaming smiles from ear to ear. On the other hand, men were polar opposites. They liked women who were happy and smiling, while proud and strong women got the big thumbs down. The researchers point to past research that shows people think of smiling as gentle, feminine trait. Men who smile are weak. Women who smile are thought to have been able to melt a heart of stone. For those single men out there, if you want to get a date with the girl next door, don't smile at her. Raise your arms in the air like you just don't care, and let's see what happens. The world's fastest Rubik's Cube solving robot has been developed by students at Swinburne University of Technology. The robot, named Ruby, can solve the scrambled puzzle in just over 10 seconds, including the time taken to scan the initial status of the cube. It was built from scratch by 6 students, including identical twin computer whiz kids, as their final year project for a double degree in engineering and computer science. Robot Ruby is an end-to-end solution for solving a Rubik's Cube that was custom designed and built using basic components with the objective of optimizing for speed. The robot works by scanning each face of a scrambled cube through a webcam and then developing a solution using a software algorithm which is used to solve the cube using a high-speed robot. The total solve time includes the initial face scanning is approximately 10 seconds. Ruby is a fusion of a fast computer vision tracking system, a software implementation of an algorithm, and real-time embedded control systems capable of high-precision motorized movements and timing. This project was achieved with the integration of the students' expertise in robotics and software engineering. They are applying to have Ruby's Rubik's solving skills recognized by Guinness World Record. The current human world record for a single time on a Rubik's Cube is held by Felix, who had won best time of 6.24 seconds at the 2011 Cubaroo Open in Australia earlier this month. As of October 2010, the world's fastest Rubik's Cube solving robot, the Cubinator, was able to solve a scrambled Rubik's Cube in 18.2 seconds. Good luck, Ruby! While some praise this as being the future of libraries, others have to wonder what will happen to research if this is the case. Most of us have found gems just by perusing the library shelves. On the other hand, you don't have to learn the Dewey Decimal System anymore.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Welcome back to Zip Talk. I'm here with Tiana in the studio, and we're here to discuss why it's so difficult for successful women to find good men. Welcome, Tiana.
Hi, Suja. Thanks for having me today.
So the question arises is, why is it difficult for strong women that are successful to find good men?
We can start off by saying once a successful woman get up to where they are,
Right.
the number of them being able to find a good man has dwindled.
Right.
Because ultimately that person is trying to find somebody who's in that same bracket with them.
Right.
So when it comes to that, if that number is not available, where do they start or where do they continue? Do they settle, or do they feel like their expectations are not being met? So ultimately, if they don't feel like they can find somebody compatible for them,
Right.
then they kind of give up because they don't have that option.
Right. Well, I think we can probably try to get some clarity, because when people say a good man, they're thinking of X, Y, Z as traits. But I think when you're a professional, successful woman, your idea of a good man, the baseline has jumped up. So technically, you're not looking for the regular plain good man. You're looking for like a super duper guy, that's going to be on your level. So you're right. The higher a woman goes up in education, power, structure, they're going to want a man that's going to be equal or actually above that.
And when you say a good man, women, they've worked so hard and they become so successful. So if a man can't meet them that high, are they willing to settle for somebody who's in a lower bracket? For example, you're a doctor. This is just an example. Are you willing to settle for just the nurse, or maybe just the construction worker, if you can't find somebody that is at the same level as you? So when you say a good man, what are you looking for in a man? Is he able to provide? If you're going to be the one working 24/7, or because you're able to financially sustain the family, are you willing to allow him to be the homemaker? Are you comfortable with that? Because we're all human, we fall short. So
Right.
a lot of times in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the discussion, as the woman, if you feel like you're the one bringing all the money in,
Right.
are you going to look down upon your man as if he really can't do anything for you because you're the sole breadwinner?
But you know what, in the end, even if you have a change in levels, a man, it hurts their ego when one woman makes more money than he does. Ultimately, it gets their confidence, it gets their ego, and down the line, it will happen unless those two have a strong relationship. But taking on a side note, what about the concept of men love damsels in distress?
Not necessarily. Men are looking for strong women. They don't want weaklings. They want somebody who, if they're not there,
Right.
they want somebody that's going to be able to continue to, carry the family. If they're ill, at least they have a strong woman that can sustain, that is also able to work and support the family. But in the same note, when you have a woman who, she's successful, she doesn't need a man to provide her anything, she has money to buy whatever she wants. Ultimately, the man, his role is to provide, to protect. They want to be the leader in the household.
Right.
So if you take all that away from them as the woman, because you have a successful career, you don't need anything from that man. What else can he bring to the table? If you strip a man of what allows him to do for you, so that's the way of him actually showing his love for you.
He can provide his manly skills.
And what
that
are
money
those?
can't buy.
What are those? Okay, aside from maybe sex, love, and what else can the man bring to the table if he's not the financial provider? You know, you as a woman, you have everything. What else can he bring if you've stripped him away from all those options.
With that case in point, do you think that men want women that are going to rely on them for anything and everything? Does that make them feel more of a man? So going back to the whole my damsels in distress analogy, I think a man would want to be with a woman that makes him feel needed versus being with the successful woman that would be like, hey, you know what, you're here today, gone tomorrow, and they know that they can still survive without you. I think a guy would be like, okay, if he had a choice between two women, a woman that is dying for him and a woman that could live without him, I think he would go with the damsel. Well, actually, it all depends on the type of guy.
I agree with you what you're saying, because a man wants to feel, they want to feel needed. So ultimately, if you have everything that you want already, if he doesn't feel like you need him, then what is his role?
Well, so it all goes back to no matter how successful you are as a woman, no matter how top you are in your career, in society, you have to take those extra steps to make a man feel like a man.
You're successful as a woman, but I think ultimately a woman needs to bring it down a notch. You have to be able to make your man feel like a man, like you said. In the workplace, you're on top, but in the house, sometimes the man wants you to step it down a notch. Let him take the leadership role. Even if you're probably the one making most of the money, don't assume that, okay, you can try to take the leadership role all the time. Or what I say goes because I'm making more money. Or I pay for most of the things, so you shouldn't have a say-so in what goes on. Ultimately, the man wants to feel needed.
1 in 8 Americans is struggling with hunger. Who's the 1 in 8 in your life? You can help. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/1 in 8.
Question for you. So if you've got a successful woman and when it comes time to go out to dinner, how do you think she should handle it? Should she pay for half like everybody else, or let the man take the bill, or should she take up the whole bill in nowadays?
Nowadays, I guess because we're making money too, or sometimes more money, I think it should be an equal responsibility. Of course, if you're just beginning to date somebody, I think the man should totally take care of the bill. That's how I feel about it. But if you're in a established relationship, husband, wife, fiance, boyfriend, long-term relationship, where let's say the woman does make more money, it doesn't hurt for her to, pay for the bill. You're in this together. It's not mine. It's not yours. We're in this to ultimately be able to grow together long term. So why is it that because he's the man, he always has to pay? If I make more money, and if we're in this together, it's a joint, effort. We're combining our money together. It's not yours. It's not mine. So if it's coming out of my pocket this time and it comes out of your pocket the next time, hopefully it's going to the same account, So we're going to make decisions to, if we put the money together, we're investing half, or we take this amount for bills, or, each person have their own personal, just to take care of their own personal needs. But ultimately, it's a joint effort. So it shouldn't be an issue in a long-term relationship that the woman is able to make a payment for something.
And that concludes our discussion. If you have comments or would like to contribute, please go to ivisiontv.net and email us, Facebook, or Twitter us. Please stay tuned for more Zip Talk.
Where's my husband? Where's my husband?
In a stop.
How's she doing? 2,
She was the passenger, so I was T-boned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk, I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed? Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
My name is Bob Percival, renowned editorial food connoisseur. I bring my restaurant experiences to my readers around the Tampa Bay area. I know food, but ambiance, decor, and bathrooms are subject to my evaluation as well. My girlfriend Rachel shares my culinary passion and is often my companion on these restaurant adventures. Together for 3 years now, we can count on restaurants to put excitement in our lives.
Hi, welcome to Christina's. Just two?
How you doing?
Okay, guys, right this way.
Got it.
What's the matter, boss? We got more complaints about you yesterday, Tim. More customers with an unpleasant bathroom experience due to their well-informed bathroom attendant.
With all due respect, sir, it's a restroom. Secondly, I will not accept the fact that the restroom is just the pit stop of the restaurant experience. The restroom is a place of rejuvenation and expression. After a visit, one should feel refreshed and encouraged to finish and enjoy their meals. Finally, how am I supposed to have an effective communication with the patron if I don't know anything about them beforehand?
I don't have time for this, Tim. We have the health department checking the kitchen out. The dinner rush is about to start. Just do your job. Stop bothering the customers and man the bathroom.
Restroom.
Bathroom.
Of rest.
How's your chicken?
Fine. How's your steak?
Excellent. They used a very flavorful rub.
Yeah, I thought it looked flavorful.
And the green beans are a pleasant surprise.
Really? I thought they looked a bit overcooked.
Just very well seasoned.
Good for them.
Hey, what time do you have?
5:34.
You know, I think I'm going to take my 5:35 bathroom break a little early.
Is everything okay?
I'd just rather be ahead of schedule than behind.
Okay. Hurry back.
Okay.
Forgive your father, Matt. He loves you. How are we doing today, sir?
All right, thanks.
That's a very lovely lady out there with you, Bob.
Thanks, but how did...
I make it my business to know my customers. I noticed there wasn't a ring on her finger.
No, sir. No ring yet.
Why not?
You know, I don't think I need to explain to you why I haven't proposed to my girlfriend yet.
Well, if not me, then who, Bob?
Preferably
If
not a bathroom attendant.
Restroom attendant.
Where's the toilet paper? You can't withhold toilet paper from me. There's got to be some kind of law against that.
There's not. Bob, we need to work this problem out. You have a commitment issue that needs to be resolved. Why won't you make the leap?
Can we please discuss this when I'm finished? Did you see this awkward? Why don't you come back at another time?
May I take your husband's plate?
No, he's not my husband.
Oh, I'm sorry for the mistake, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a square for every nice thing you say about your girlfriend.
What? She's pretty.
Square.
She's smart.
Square.
She's got great taste in food and wine.
Good job, that's 2.
This is ridiculous.
Give me 1 back.
Is he coming back?
Of course. He just went to the bathroom.
Our bathroom? You poor girl.
Take a look at that man in the mirror. Is that the man you want to be?
This is the most awkward bathroom visit I've ever had. Where's the soap?
Soap will only clean your hands. We have to clean out what's inside.
Well, I'd rather just clean my hands.
Well, at least admit that you have to have your insides cleaned out.
What are you talking about? I mean, thank God you had some soap. Please tell me you have some paper towels.
So that's when my third husband left me for my sister. My sister! Can you believe that?
I'm a little worried. It never takes this long.
This is ridiculous.
Relax, we're making real progress.
I need to get back to my table.
Why?
Because Rachel is waiting.
right, Bob. She is waiting.
So, has he popped the question yet?
What, you too?
What is he waiting for?
I don't know. I feel like I've been dropping hints.
Yeah, this has been real fun. I'll think about it. I'm gonna go now.
Thinking about Rachel is what you should be thinking about.
All right, now I'm feeling unsafe.
Why won't you commit?
This is absurd. Did Rachel put you up to this?
You love her, Bob.
All right, I wasn't hugged as a child. You have me.
Come here, Bob.
Are you the manager?
Yes, sir. Is there a problem?
You tell me.
Tim!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Change, Bob. Change.
Change.
Just change.
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her now.
Go get her, Bob.
Tim, could I talk to you outside? How could you do this to me? Now get your stuff and get out of here. You're fired.
I proposed to Rachel that very next day. I learned a lot about life in that restroom. I haven't since relieved myself without thinking of that fateful day. We named our first son Tim after that enlightened restroom attendant. He was quite a man, changing our lives one square at a time. I'm not sure what happened to him, but I'm sure he knows what happened to me. I can't cry.
You don't need to. She loves you. She's crazy about you. Next you're gonna tell me you weren't hugged as a child. It's nuts. It's crazy. Stand up. Bob, I want you to hug me.
Not gonna happen, Pally.
Yeah, it is. Come here.
Costumes, customers, some man.
Are those like customers?
They're costumes. They're real pretty.
Are those the people that help me out at the airport?
Just do your job. Stop bothering the customers and man the bathrooms.
Thank you. Pigs. There's a big bad wolf. You get it? He's bad. Bad. No good. He's Dunsky. No dumb. It's all right. You need to go out there and say, lovely lady. I don't even know her name. The bird that's sitting out there waiting for you to roost. Say, I love you. I love you. That's it. It's done.
That's good.
Leave it alone. Stop. No more. Cut it out. I don't need this. I'm gonna go get a sushi and a hot Dr. Pepper. Goodbye. Wowie wow. Goodbye. It's crazy.
And that concludes tonight's show. I want to thank Tiana for coming down to the studio and having a great discussion. Also, Kurt for letting us watch his very uplifting film. So thank you, viewers, for watching Zip Talk on iVision TV. If you would like to Zip Talk or be a correspondent in your zip code, please visit us at ivisiontv.net to learn more information. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, good night. Sorry. My computer's locked. Hello? Do I go back to typing?